Alright, so let's look at the review for test 4 here. I've worked out the answers beforehand, so I'll just talk through them with you here. Number 1, find all numbers for which the rational expression is not defined. So I look at this 8 over b plus 6 and I think, okay, so that won't make sense if the denominator is 0. How could the denominator be 0? Well, if b plus 6 is equal to 0, then we're in trouble, right? So that would be when b is equal to minus 6. So that led me to choose D as my answer. Next up, again, the denominator 0 is what we need to worry about. So notice that x squared plus 2x minus 63 factors is x plus 9 times x minus 7. That's 0 when x is minus 9 or 7, so that led me to rule out 7 and minus 9. All right. Number 3 here, again factor, so I pulled a 2 out, 2 times x plus 1, pulled a 2 out downstairs, I've got 6x squared plus 11x plus 4. My next step was to guess that 2x plus 1 would factor out of the denominator as well to make it interesting. And so when I wrote that 2x plus 1 down, that forced me to write a 3x over here, and then it forced me to write the 4 over there. So like the factoring kind of leads. The factoring was unsurprising given that I had a 2x plus 1 upstairs. Anyway, those cancel, and we're left with 1 over 3x plus 4, which gave me D for my answer. Oops. Sorry, I missed 3. I went straight to 4, my bad. Number 3. So again, just pull out the x and factor that. Well, I figured out that I can't factor that nicely, so it just stays put. And then I looked at the answers, I'm like, oh, okay, this is it then. And if I'd been paying more attention to the instructions, I would have realized it says do not simplify, right? Multiply to obtain an equivalent expression. Do not simplify, right? If I had read my instructions, I wouldn't have tried to do that. Whatever. Anyway, number 5. Number 5. Here we go. So let me get my cover sheet so I focus a little bit better here. Number 5. I factored y squared minus 4y minus 12 into y minus 6 times y plus 2, and y squared minus 3y minus 18 factors like so. Then there's a common y minus 6, which I can cancel out, and that leaves me y plus 2 over y plus 3, which led me to D. Alright, so you guys did pretty well on the factoring test, so I hope you'll do well on this one if you can still factor. Lots of factor in here, isn't there? Okay, number 6. Multiply and simplify. So I factored that into x minus 6 times x plus 3. This one, I pulled out an x, and it left me 16x squared minus 25. Downstairs, I factored out an x squared, and it left me a 4x minus 5. And then I had factored out a 5 to have 5 times x plus 3, right? Aha, but this is the difference of squares right here, right? So that term factors to these two terms. And then that reveals that this and that cancels, and of course x plus 3 and x plus 3 cancels, and it leaves me with A as my answer, because I've got an x minus 6 and a 4x plus 5 upstairs, and that leftover 5 and x squared downstairs. Number 7. Number 7, let's see here. So I factored a 4 out. So I divided the top and bottom by 4. So that gives me 2y plus 1 downstairs and just give me y upstairs. So this fraction right here, right? I'll use a different color. This fraction right here becomes this fraction right there. Alright, just divided 4 top and bottom. Then I factored a 7 out of this guy, which left me with 2y plus 1, right? And then, oh, I've got a 2y plus 1 two places, so I cancel it, and that leaves me with the 7, the y, and the 5. So 7y over 5 is my answer here. All right. Moving on. Number 8. Let's see here. What we got? Number 8. So again, multiply these two fractions. So I factor the y squared minus 36. I factor out an 8 downstairs. So you notice you got this y minus 6 canceling and y plus 6 canceling. You're just left with y minus 7 over 8. There's your answer, part C. Number 9. So again, multiplication of fractions. So I just have to basically simplify. And what I did was to use the cube formula. You remember it? I don't know if you remember it or not. But one of the things you ought to have on your formula sheet, right? I think I allow you a page of notes, isn't that right? Let's see here. And so remember this: a cubed plus b cubed equals a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. That's one of those special form trinomials. Anyway, I put that into practice up here with a equals to x and b equals to 2. And that allows me to unravel this piece right here into all of this right here. Sorry, it's a little bit messy. That's supposed to be a minus 2x and a plus 4 there. Anyway, of course you've got x squared minus 2x plus 4 in the denominator, and they cancel as well as that x plus 2. And you're just left with this x plus 2, and the x minus 2 downstairs, which gave me the answer of B. All right. So, number 10. Move it up here a bit. Number 10. So here we have this divided by that. All right, so when we have division of fractions, one way to do it is to multiply by the reciprocal. So instead of dividing by 5x plus 4 over x minus 5, I can multiply by x minus 5 over 5x plus 4. So this right here, use a different color here. So this thing right here in the parentheses, right, is the reciprocal of that. Okay? So flip the fraction and multiply is the easy way to do it. Although, admittedly, my reasoning for doing it was just because then I could write the work in the space that I have provided here. Anyway, then I factor the 25x squared minus 16 like so, factor the x squared minus 25 like so, and then you notice I can cancel the 5x plus 4 and cancel the x minus 5, and I'm just left with 5x minus 4 over x plus 5, which gave me the answer of A. All right. Next up, number 11. Same song and dance. We're dividing by that fraction, right? So to divide, we multiply by the reciprocal. I went ahead and factored a 4 out of the 4x minus 16, and I factored x squared minus 7x minus 30 into x plus 3 times x minus 10. X minus 4's cancel, and you're left with C as your answer. So again, to divide by a fraction, we could multiply by the reciprocal. Now we move on to addition of fractions problems, right? And they start us out pretty gentle. They start us out with ones that already have the same denominator, right? So common denominator, m minus 2, hooray, we can then add them. Add the numerators, 6m minus 12, factor 6 out, then we get m minus 2 canceling, and we're left with 6, part B. Let's see here. 13, we've got again, this common denominator already appearing, so I can just add the numerators. 11 plus 6 is 17z. 7 plus 15 is 22. And there you go. Answer is B. 14. This one I actually have to think a little bit. So this one I use the cross multiplication idea, right? Remember, it's a lazy way to add fractions. And this is a good idea when the denominators are just not. When the denominators you're adding, the fractions you're adding are independent, this is the way to go. Okay, so if you got a over b plus c over d, cross multiply trick, just is to rewrite this as AD plus BC over BD. So this is a useful identity to remember, to put into play, again, when B and D have no common factor. This is a good way to go. Okay. I mean, the identity is still true when B and D have a common factor. It would make the calculation harder than it needs to be. But here, you notice we get 8x, we get the plus 8x, and we get the minus 8x, so they cancel, and we get minus 64, which is minus 128. And of course, x plus 8 times x minus 8 is x squared minus 64, so that left us with the answer of A. All right, moving on. 15. All right. Number 15. Here, cross multiplication is not a good idea because there is a common factor shared here. X squared minus 16 has x minus 4 as a factor. So rather than using cross multiplication, what I'll do is to change the second fraction so that it looks like the first by multiplying by x plus 4 over x plus 4. Then I have a common denominator of x squared minus 16, and that leaves me with 6x minus x squared minus 4x. Simplifying, I get minus x squared plus 2x over x squared minus 16, which happens to be D. All right. If you had used the cross multiplication trick here, you would have had a hard time seeing the answer was D because you would have had to simplify a bunch of stuff, all right? Let's see here. Number 16. Number 16, again, x plus y is a factor of x squared minus y squared. So we can multiply x plus y by x minus y to get x squared minus y squared. And so I do that. Then I have a common denominator, so I can add them. And that gives me 15xy minus x minus y squared, which is this. And then that gives me a minus x squared. 15 minus a minus 2 is 17xy, and then minus y squared. And so that left me with C as my answer. All right. 17. So here we're just supposed to divide, which is simple enough because it's a sum over one term. So we just do that over that, plus that over that, minus that over that. And then here you've got x cubes cancel, y cubes cancel, so that just leaves you with 4 over 2, which is 2. 6 over 2 is 3. X to the 5th over x cubed is x squared. X to the 7th over, y to the 7th over y cubed is y to the 4th. 4 over 2 is 2, there's a minus, right? X to the 6th over x cubed is x to x cubed. Y to the 4th over y to the 3rd is just y. And so I looked at it and I said, aha, well this is the answer right here. Wait a minute. No, that's not the answer. I'm supposed to have just 2. Okay, I was fished in. I was fished in here. Oh man, dummy. That C was the answer. All right, well now I gotta fix that. Although not really planning to scan this and post it because the whole point is I want you guys to watch this video, so it doesn't really matter if I white this out or not, but I'm going to anyway. Because again, I'm not posting this. I don't plan to. Not today anyway. All right, so excuse me. There's 17. Number 18. So I'm supposed to divide x squared plus 12x plus 27 by x plus 9. Fortunately, x plus 9 factors out of that, and we're just left with x plus 3. Hooray. Number 19. Again, we can factor the numerator into x minus 8 times x plus 2 over x minus 8. The x minus 8's cancel, and we're left with x plus 2, which is a. All right. Number 20. So here, I factored this as m plus 5 times 9m squared minus 5m plus 8. All right, and there's m plus 5 common, and that left us with minus 9m squared minus 5m plus 8. So that was our answer, part A, right? Now, yeah, okay, so, you know, full disclosure here, what did I do there? The truth is I did this, right? Number 20, to find that, I did m plus 5 divided into that. I did my long division. I got 0 as a remainder. That told me that this was equal to that. And then I took that. So, like, I didn't just factor this by looking at that, because that's pretty tough. I used long division to find this, all right? Yeah. Okay, so next up here, number 21. I'm a little bit more honest now. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm not even gonna pretend. See attached page. All right. So number 21. Here it is. I did 3x plus 2 divided into that. Did my long division. I got remainder of 2, and that gave me this. All right, and so. Again, if you want to, you know, follow along here and work it out for yourself, then you probably need to pause the video and stuff, right? Obviously. All right, so the answer was A. Now synthetic division. Oh, I don't care for that, but I did it. I did it for you guys. Here's the synthetic division for number 22. So here's my synthetic division for number 22. And that revealed that this divided by that is equal to this polynomial minus 147 over x plus 4, which then made me pick A as my answer. All right. And then number 23, see if I can show you both at the same time. I can slide this under here. Maybe I can get both in frame at the same time here. 23. I think you can see it. Maybe. All right, so synthetic division to divide that by that. So you pick off your coefficients of, rather this one here, 9 minus 19 minus 24, x minus 3, so I put a 3, bring down the 9, 3 times 9 is 27, 19, minus 19 plus 27 is 8, 3 times 8, 24, add these, you get 0, so that divided by that is 9x plus 8, which gave me C as my answer. All right, moving along here. All right. Where were we? Oh yeah, 24, I guess. Number 24. it was again a synthetic division problem, right? And so I have the answer over here. So I wrote down my 649 minus 4227 for coefficients, minus 9 because I got m plus 9 I'm dividing. Bring down the 6, minus 9 times 6 is minus 54. Add these, I get minus 5. And then minus 5 times minus 9 is 45. 45 minus 42 is 3. 3 times minus 9 is minus 27. Add those, get 0. Therefore, that divided by that is just 6m squared minus 5m plus 3, also known as answer D. All right. And then 25, I'm not sure if you can see. There's 25. Well, there's 25. So notice that you're missing x cubed, x squared, x and 0. So when you write the synthetic division, it looks like this: minus 5, 1, 0, 0, 0. All right, and so then I go through the synthetic division. I get these are my numbers, which tells me that x to the fourth minus 625 over x plus 5 is that. Now I should mention there's another way to look at this if I wasn't forced to use synthetic division, and I will not force you to use synthetic division on the test. Like, even if it says use synthetic division, if you use long division, I wouldn't care. Okay. So remark, this is the difference of squares, and then you can use difference of squares again, and you get this, which shows you that that over that really is just x minus 5 times x squared plus 25, which is again the same cubic that, you know, synthetic division gave us. All right, moving along. Number 26, to simplify this compound fraction, come on. To simplify this compound fraction, I just multiply top and bottom by xy, and then x cancels with the first, y cancels with the second, leaving me 2y plus 3x. Downstairs, x cancels with the 3 over x, and y cancels with the 2 over y. As I multiply this through there and distribute, I get 3y minus 2x. So the answer is D. All right, oh, I forgot to circle the last one. All right, next up, 27. Again, I multiply by something to clear out all the denominators. So I've got a denominator x squared, I've got a denominator y squared. So I multiply by x squared, y squared to clear them all out, and I have to multiply the same top and bottom to be fair. So these cancel to give me y squared up top, and these cancel to give me y squared minus x squared downstairs. And so altogether, it gives me answer A. 28, a little bit more exciting. Got some factoring to do here, right? And so essentially we just, well, I'll just do some color coding. How about that? This guy goes up here, right? And the denominator of the numerator, this piece right here, went down there, right? And so then I factor them, cancel out like factors, and all I'm left with is B. All right. 29. Finally, an equation. So to solve this equation here, what I did was just to multiply the equation by 6x. That clears out the fractions on the left-hand side and leaves me with 3 times 6x is 18x over x is just 18. And over here the 6 cancels and it leaves me with 5x. So I got 18 plus 5x equals 6x, which gives me 18 equals to x. So the answer is D. 30. This one, I multiply z plus 2 to the other side and z plus 3 to the It's basically cross multiply, right? So 3 times z plus 1 and 2 times z plus 2 give me that, which is 3z plus 3 equals to 2z plus 2 times 2, which is 4, which subtracting 2z to the other side give me z equals to 4 minus 3, which is 1. So the answer was D. Next up here, this one, so what I did was, my first move here was to make a common denominator so I could add. So I just changed that 1 to x plus 2 over x plus 2. So this becomes x plus 2 plus 12 over x plus 2. And then I can cross multiply. I've got x plus 2 times 10 and x plus 14 times x minus 2. And then continuing down here, that gave me 10x plus 20 equals to x squared plus 12x minus 28. Putting it all on one side, I get this quadratic, and then I can factor it, which reveals solutions of minus 8 and 6. So that's how you do those ones. And then, let's see here. Number 30, oh, I got the work down below, so number 32 here, 1 plus 1 over x equals to 42 over x squared, so solved it down here. So what do? First of all, I multiply both sides by x squared to get rid of my denominators. That leaves me with x squared plus x equals to 42, which then is a quadratic equation, which I can factor, and that gives me solutions of 6 and minus 7. So the answer was B. And finally 33. So this guy, to get rid of the fractions, I'm going to multiply by x and x plus 3. When I do that, the x's cancel here, leaving me 10 times x plus 3. The x plus 3 cancels for that one, leaving me minus 10x. And then the x's cancel on the other side, leaving me 2 times x plus 3, which is 2x plus 6. And then distributing and then canceling out the 10 and the minus 10x leaves me 30 equal to 2x plus 6. Subtracting 6 to the other side gives me 24 equals to 2x, which leaves me with 12 equals to x. So the answer was D. So there you have it. I mean, your test will be, somewhat similar. It's going to have, I'm guessing, 20 problems, 5 points apiece. You're going to earn 5 points bonus for turning in the review sheet that I just showed you how to work. So, if you don't do that, well, that's kind of on you. Let me just quick check my answers here and see if my answers agree with the answer key. If they don't, I should, double check myself. So we got a D, B, C, D, D, 6. Ooh, my answer key for number 6 says B. Did I get the wrong one? What do I have here? X minus 6, 4x plus 5 over 5 times x squared. X minus 6, 4x plus 5 over 5x squared. And they wanted me to choose B. $5x, huh? Oh, I see what happened. See what happened? I dropped this x right here. See that x? It should have been over here too. And that, oops, sorry, make sure, am I in frame? Where was I? Alright, so here, see that x right there? I lost track of it. It should have been over here. And then that would cancel with the x squared and just leave me with 5x downstairs, not 5x squared. So the answer was B, actually. Oopsie. See, this is why I'm taking a second here to check these answers. I don't want you guys to be confused. Let's see here. It's easy enough to drop something like that. Sorry about that. Let's continue on here. double check my work. Number 7 was supposed to be B. I got B. All right. Usually the answer key is right and I'm wrong, so anyway, we'll at least double check it if I disagree with the answer key. Number 8 was supposed to be C. Number 9 was supposed to be B. Number 10 was A. 11 C. 12 B. 13 B. 14 A. 15 D. 16 C. 17 C. 18 B. 19 A. 20 A. 21 A. 22 A. 23 C. 24 D, 25 A, 26 D, 27 A, 28 B, 29 D, 30 D, 31 C, 32 B, and 33 D. Hooray! Hey, I made like I made a 32 out of 33. That's not bad. I got like a 96 on this one. Woo-hoo. Anyway, thanks guys. See you at the test Monday.